When you hear the word mummy, you probably think of one place, Egypt, pyramids, wrapped bodies, gold masks. For a long time, people thought Egypt made the first mummies in the world. But in 2025, scientists shared a discovery that points somewhere else entirely. Far from Egypt, and much, much older. It comes from hunter-gatherer communities in southern China and Southeast Asia. Some of these burials may be at least 7,000 years older than Egypt's best-known early mummies. And the strangest part? The proof was hidden inside bones that, at first, looked completely ordinary. If the scientists are right, this could be the oldest known proof of people preserving their dead found in the last place you would expect. Here is the interesting part. The proof for this was sitting in old digs for years. Nobody saw it because nobody was looking for it. For a long time, scientists found something strange in graves across China and Southeast Asia. The skeletons were folded into very tight positions, knees pulled up to the chest, arms bent in odd ways. Scientists called this a hyperflexed position. At first, people thought this was just a local burial style. Maybe these communities simply like to bury people this way. Nothing more. Then, in 2022, a discovery from Portugal gave scientists an idea. A skeleton there was folded in the same tight way. When researchers studied it, they suggested the body may have been dried before burial and that the bindings were slowly tightened as the body lost moisture over time. It was just one clue, and not everyone agreed on it. But it raised a new question. What if some of these tightly folded burials were not just a position, but a sign that something was done to the body after death? Here is my favorite part of this story. One of the scientists, Xiao Chunhong, asked her team a simple question. She was half joking. She asked, could these old skeletons be like the smoked mummies still made today in Papua New Guinea? Her team took the question seriously. They looked at photos of modern smoked mummies from Papua. Then they compared them to the old skeletons. The positions looked very similar, but there was a problem. Most of the old bones had no burn marks you could see. No black marks, no ash, nothing your eyes could catch, so the team needed a different kind of proof. They needed to look inside the bone. If a body sits over slow, gentle smoke, the bones under the skin may not turn black, but heat can still leave a small mark inside the bone, a mark too small to see with your eyes. The scientists tested bones from 54 graves in 11 different places. They used 2 lab tools, X-ray diffraction and infrared light testing. Both tools can find heat damage hiding inside bone. The results were interesting. Again and again, the bones showed signs of heat. Many of them looked like they had spent a long time near low, smoky fires. But here is something important. Not every scientist is convinced. Some researchers point out that heat marks prove the bones were heated, but not necessarily that the bodies were being preserved on purpose. Fire could have been part of some other burial ceremony instead. And a few of the samples showed signs of much higher heat than gentle smoking would explain. So the evidence is strong, but the discussion is not over yet. The oldest bone they tested was over 12,000 years old. Some scientists on the team think the practice might go back even further, maybe as far as 42,000 years. But that part is still just an idea, not proven yet. Here is how scientists think the process worked. After a person died, their family tied the body into a tight position. Then they placed it above a slow, smoky fire. Not a big fire, a small, gentle one. The low heat and smoke slowly removed the moisture from the body. In a hot and wet place where bodies break down fast, this would have helped slow that down. And it was done with care and with deep meaning. Now here is the part that connects the past to the present. This practice did not fully disappear. In 2019, researchers visited Wamena in Papua, Indonesia. There, they saw smoke-dried ancestors still kept in people's homes, preserved, and close to the family. Their tightly folded positions looked remarkably similar to the ancient burials. This does not prove the old and modern traditions are exactly the same, but it gave the scientists a powerful clue about what may have happened thousands of years ago. Let's be honest about a few things. This does not mean Egypt copied this idea from Asia. These look like 2 different traditions, 2 groups of people, far apart, who both wanted the same thing, to hold on to their loved ones a little longer. Also, scientists only tested 54 graves so far. That is a good number, but it is still a small piece of the full picture. The same team is now studying even older graves, some over 20,000 years old, to see if they find the same kind of proof. But here is what we do know for sure. Right now, the oldest proof of mummies on Earth does not come from Egypt's desert. It comes from smoky hunter-gatherer camps in Asia, thousands of years earlier. What I love about this story is not just who was first. Egypt made mummies for a religious journey after death. The Chinchorro people in old Chile used clay and dry desert air. And long before both of these, in a hot, wet place where bodies break down fast, hunter-gatherers found their own way to do the same thing. 3 different places, 3 different methods, years and miles apart, but all of them landed on the same idea. Some goodbyes are worth slowing down, and in a quiet part of Papua, some families still keep their smoke-dried ancestors close, even now. A practice that may reach back further than almost any other we know of, and that, in some homes, has never fully gone away. Next time, we stay near water. Scientists tried to repeat an old ocean trip using only a simple wooden canoe to test if Stone Age people could really paddle all the way to Japan. I'll see you there.